probably a better shot. I really don't like myself on camera. Ugh. Yeah, I am writing. Technically, I'm copying. This is. I'm going through the trouble for my own pleasure. I'm taking what I already wrote so far in this notebook of the book I'm writing into a nice, beautiful leather-bound book. So, because I want this book, which would be my first draft, to be my personal copy. And the story is called Lighthouse by the Bay. It takes place where I was raised. really early years. Yeah, but it's a hobby. But I'm going to publish it. But this is the first draft. Well, technically now this part's going to be a third draft because I'm kind of revising as I go. And I started writing by hand again here. But all of this chapter 1 here is put into the computer, as you can see, and revised. Not fully, not didn't put a lot of time into revising it, but yeah. And then chapter 2, I started writing on just I continued writing on paper. Then I decided one day to put it in a notebook, so I just taped them in here. And then at that point, after I was done that, I started actually writing in the notebook. A lot of text there. But luckily I stopped there. And I worked on some other books for a while, and then found this beautiful book in the store, and I'm like, damn it, it'd be perfect, So I'll go through the trouble and do it anyway. So I got chapters 1.5 written in here. Put in here. The chapter's kind of big. Yeah, so that's my project. I wonder if I'll fill this book. Or require 2 books. I don't know. I don't know how many. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 24. This is about 60 words. So it'll be 150 words on average per page. God knows how many pages are in this, I don't know. I wonder if I still have that wrapping. Most of that. 288 pages in that book. So times 288. That would average out to 44,640 words. So just put 500 words. So, probably not. I'll probably have 2 books. Like, in this, 2 of these leather-bound books. So I'll get roughly 44 to 46,000 words. This genre is cosmic horror. You know, the thing I don't have a synopsis yet. Excuse me. I don't have a synopsis yet because I kind of writing blind. I'm kind of figuring out what the story is as I go. So I have 1.5 chapters written. I'm not sure where to go with it. Yeah. He's not the only one that does that, but he is the father of it. That's for sure. But I'm not gonna. I am my own style, though. I don't appreciate his gore and guts and green slimes. So you won't see. Probably, I can't say for sure. Probably won't see shit like that in here, or read shit in that in here. Where am I here? Not ready yet. Why couldn't they have made a submit mirror? You got plenty of time? Well, come back to me in around 3 years. And we'll see. We'll see where we're at, both of us. You know, I should give... Well, what? It's like May already. This year is almost half over already. It's ridiculous. How about a year? Like, maybe I'll give myself a year. If I keep up at this pace, which is very slow, it'll be 2 years. So if I speed up, because I'm writing other stuff too. Plus I do films and shit. So, man. Wonder. So the last book took me 3 years, but that was a lot of procrastination. And I was kind of working on the second book at the same time. So while I was doing my last book here, Zoltron Legend, I was also writing this book. But this book is just revising scripts and poems and lyrics and word shit, garbage, the diarrhea research, retyping it out from old papers into a book. So this took me about, I don't know, I didn't keep track. Maybe 6 months to put together, to sort of write. And this took me, if I take out all the procrastination time, you know, I bet you if I took out all the procrastination time, this took me a year. You're taking a break off my own project. 83K words, and I'm stuck trying to stitch together the 2 final scenes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Considering I wrote 77K of those in like 3 weeks. Holy shit. You don't procrastinate like me. I'm sure a proper author is just going to call it drivel. That all depends. Everybody's different, right? That's the thing. So Stephen King takes about I think he takes about 6 to 7 or 6 to 8 months to type out a first draft. Then he puts it away for half a year. I don't know. Shit. Now I'm kind of curious. I read that book. What the hell? Where is that book? There we go. This book is Stephen King on writing. I read this years ago. So don't exactly remember how long he said it takes to get out of a book, to write out a book. And where am I going to find this? Maybe I should Google it. Oh man, it's not even a contents. Yeah, I'm gonna Google it. How long does Stephen King take to... I'm not even an author. I just started typing one morning and I guess I became one. Yeah, that means you're an author. Or a writer, how about whatever term you want to use. And don't think too highly of any author. Trust me on that. Stephen King. How long does it take Stephen King to finish a first draft? 3 months. Holy shit. Holy flirting schnit, Stephen King. No wonder you got like 86 books out. What, were you expressing your creative energy on other things? But Stephen King said, you see, Stephen King believes you can write a book in 3 months. I believe the first draft of a book, even a long one, should take no more than 3 months, the length of a season. He said this on December 10th, 2023. Well, there's that answer. I mean, that's nuts. If some guy could write 20 volumes of Cooking with Wild Game and spend 1 million words saying nothing, I guess I could be that author too. That's interesting. I'm disabled too. I spent years doing nothing except being depressed. Been there. Then I woke up, opened Google Docs, and went edit. That's interesting. You must have been thinking about it though, eh? Like considering it, or... Cooking with Wild Game. Cooking is an art. I don't know if you know this or not. That's an art. That's awesome. That's a good story. I like that. Spent years doing nothing except being depressed. You could write that story, you know. Then I woke up, opened Google Docs. Like, if you don't want it to be, you know, your name on it, you could make that a character. Add some bits to it, but use what you know. And use that idea for a character. Go ahead. I think all my the main characters in every book that I've written so far is an author of some point, or a writer of some point. I'm a big anime fan. Started reading light novels because I was tired of waiting for the next season. Yeah. Then I decided I could be more original than this after the 20th generic Isekai? Is that an I or a T? It's an I. Isekai. I don't know what that is. I'm an anime fan, but I don't know what that is. Whenever I'm reading a book, it inspires me to write. So I'm thinking about writing while I'm reading. Not all the time. Sometimes the book's so good I don't want to think about anything else but the book. But Isekai, a Japanese genre. Oh, it's a Japanese genre about being reincarnated or otherwise transport. Oh yeah. I read one of those. What the hell was it called? No Game, No Life. I just read volume 1 though. Didn't really like it. The ones here, I'll show you. This is anime tripe, but I read that one. Sisters All You Need. It's about authors. Go figure, right? And I read this one so far. Neon Genesis Evangelion Anima 1. I have volume 2, but I haven't read it yet. And No Game, No Life, but I don't know if I still have that. I don't think I do. must have got rid of it. Yeah, is that like? It's my only experience with that genre. Low English proficiency as you're writing? That's interesting. I don't think you do. I don't believe you. I've been stuck on the same sentence for quite a while now. Or better yet, why couldn't they? Let me just finish the sentence off here. Need a cement bearing. To protect the land. It's my fourth language, and I decided to write in it. You're gonna learn English really well by doing that. That's for sure. I'm still learning English doing this. This is my only language. I'm learning new words as I do this, as I've been pursuing writing. To protect the land. From the bay. It's kind of redundant. It's right there. Yeah. What's your other languages, if you don't mind me asking? 3 months to write a book. That means it took Steven King, it took him 3 months to write Dreamcatcher. Very good book, I might add. But he wrote that by hand in the hospital or in healthcare because he had that accident. Two ones I consider the gold standard in story writing and world building. ReZero, and I've seen that name. The other one I haven't. Both are original web novels, so there should be free English translations. Free? My other languages are Italian, Brazilian, Portuguese, and German. But my German is so rusty I could kill angels with tinnitus. Tetanus? Oh, jeez. Yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah, I can't speak any of that shit. I don't have time to learn another language at this point. Nor the desire. That way they could have left. I prefer English to those anyway. Anybody speaks English and I don't need to hire a translator. Yeah, English is the universal language. Yes. And no. It would be the same as asking a woman if it's hard for her to write male characters. Obviously, I'm going to write more male characters than female. Let me rephrase that. For main characters, I'll write only male characters. For supporting characters, however, yes, I write quite a few female characters, but I use what I know, which I tend to think is quite enough. A lot of experience trying to figure out women. I can pretty much read their code. Because I know there was one woman that I really fell for. And she would get mad at me because she couldn't deceive me. She couldn't manipulate me because I could see right through it, what she was saying, even if it was text. I'm like, oh, I know you're mad. My book ended up becoming romance by accident, and now I'm entirely unsure of the angle I took. I decided to split the difference with main character at 60% and female, at 40. Yeah, so the main character is male. So a supporting character, you'd call that. That's pretty much what I do. Yeah, I have love stories. I use my experience with falling in love and out of love and all the hardships. I use all of that. So to the point of, as I'm writing it, sometimes I'll kind of tear up a bit. Or the other way around, if I'll write the perfect girl for me, waifu, put all those traits in her, into the character, and I just like, oh, I love this character. Yeah. Vaporwave. Wow, I can't type. Lo-fi girl. Yeah, that's a problem on my end. I have a voice for silent movie. Face for radio. Me too. My romantic experience is limited to him. Oh, come on. Oh, boy. I just have the chat up. I don't want to see me. I can pop out chat. Good. I think we'd be friends if we were met in person because we have the same kind of vibe here. GitHub, eh? I'm just using the Twitch app. That's all I'm using right now on my phone. So. What's front and center? Obviously, I'm not front and center. Sadly, what they did was not. Was not moved back in. My brain. It's easily fixable, but I made a big mistake. Yeah, that makes sense. Ah, okay, so there's a lighthouse involved, obviously. This lighthouse is a real lighthouse that I was raised by. In the beginning of my story, it was taken out of there. Son of a bitch. It was taken out of there and moved to the neighboring town. But as the story goes, it's there again. Fuck. Son of a bitch. So what I just wrote doesn't work. Oh. Well, I know what to do. It's very simple, actually. Because the main character has a dépanner, which is a French for shopping, like a convenience store or something. Hey, what's up, E.G. Sean? What's up? What was I saying? Oh yes, the character owns a convenience store, and it's on the property where the lighthouse was. So I could just say with the store, he built a lighthouse, a replica lighthouse, and has it running. Why not? Why not have two lighthouses, right? So that's it. That's settled it. You're done. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Calm down. I am writing and correcting, apparently, my future book called, what the hell is it called? Lighthouse by the Bay, but I'm writing it by hand. Oh yeah, definitely, it was. And this dépanner is based off a real dépanner that my Aunt Betty brain fart, owned with her husband. And yeah, it's right by the shore. Like at the back, there's the old highway that's still there, but sort of being eaten up by the shore. And there's steps going down to a part of the cliff that kind of levels off a bit, and then there's a trail going down to the shore. That's the backyard. Now that's where we were raised. So what happens is they either, if the shore gets eaten up too much there, they move the house over. The house is over. That's what they do, yeah. Or tear it down. So this is based off a real location where I was raised, so I know it up here. Yeah, the wind gets crazy. The wind does get crazy there. Yeah. Nothing crazy isn't destroying their houses though. Like it's a bay, maybe that's why. But that's not much difference. But the waves don't get so insane there. That's probably why. Okay. Anyways, now that I've noticed that mistake, I can continue on because I fixed it in a way. Or I'll fix it later on. Sadly, what they did was not move it back inland, but move it into a neighboring town. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I see what I'm saying here. Yeah, I was confused as to how I wrote this. Move. Well, I don't know how shallow is shallow. I have no idea, actually. They get big waves, but nothing like open ocean. So it's just right. You can see Nova Scotia across the bay, off in the distance. Okay. Yeah. It's manageable then. But move it into our neighboring town. Well, I spelled that wrong, but close enough. So if you want to know roughly where I'm writing about, look up Bonaventure, Quebec, in Canada, the province of Quebec. So if you just type in Bonaventure, Quebec, on Google Maps, you'll see roughly where I'm talking about. Another page down. Where it sits by the shore. Those giant waves, Portugal is famous for are due to very deep fracture in the continental shelf coming right up on the shore. Really? That one spot gets 100 plus footer waves in rough sea states. Those 100-foot waves are hitting the shore? They must have gone smaller by that point, right? I mean, I've seen video of those kind of waves, but I haven't experienced them. Fascinating, huh? That place is cliffy as hell. Wow. It stands as need something to put under this. That works. This is a museum, high school museum. Yeah, Route 132. That is it. And where that lighthouse was, you see like there's a peak, like a peak at the bottom that kind of peaks down. I'm right at the peak. Well, I'm not there, but that's where that lighthouse is. Around there. You can find it on there too. You can see it. You know what? If I can give you the name of the lighthouse, you can even look that up. It's not where it is now, it's in the town. But where I was raised, it was still in the country, along the highway. I can't remember the name of the lighthouse. I have it written down somewhere. It's called Point Bonaventure Lighthouse. Shit, I can give you I can post a link. There's the link to the information of it. See pictures of it. You dabble in French. I'm a Frenchman. Can't speak a word of French though, so it doesn't count. So that lighthouse is the one I drew this picture when I was a teenager. When I was down there, I think. Yeah. But I wasn't living there at the time. a beautiful lighthouse, eh? It's now just a museum piece for people to look at. But when I was, oh yeah, you'll see an old picture right in that link I sent you, just down a bit, of where it used to be. That was 1992, prior to its move. That's where I remember it being. I've never actually seen it with my own eyes in Bonaventure. Yeah, it did, didn't it? It's a shame. It's such a. It was. I'm writing my experiences in this book, and I used to sleep at night with the window that was kind of facing the lighthouse, far off in the distance, and it would shine in the window at night. It would be like a flicker. It would go like that as it turns. Oh, I miss that so much. Oh my God, you have no idea. And the fact that it's not even there to re-experience, to go visit my family down there and experience that again, I can't do that. It doesn't exist. It sucks. It's such a luxury. And even if it was there, it probably wouldn't be on. I miss the 70s and 80s. I really do. You have no idea. Damn. I'm getting all nostalgic. Oh, no, it's not that bright. It's not like blinding light. It's so far away, right? You just see it. And you see the light spin off in the distance, like the glow of it shining out, goes to the window. Oh, it's so relaxing. It's so relaxing. Yeah, it might be your own. But also, you haven't experienced it. It sounds like it. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have to experience it to know. It's not blinding light. It's light though. It is bright, but it's far off in the distance. It's not like the movie Star Trek with J.J. Abrams where the light's shining at your eyes all the time. It's not like that. It's just it's relaxing. It's peace. From the wind? I mean, yeah, it would be from the wind, wouldn't it? Then you need to find a bay. What, like splashing in your eyes? Yeah, yeah. It was I miss it. That chat has distracted me. Not my chat. There we go. So this is where I got to correct the mistake in my book. Where I write, in its stead is no structure at all, just high grass and weeds. I got to correct that because later on I wrote that I built a store there. And now I just figured out that I made an error, so now I have to say that he also built a lighthouse there. Yeah, sure, you can get yeah. They're the beginning of my story. I wonder if they're good enough for the task. Yes, do it anyway. Publish it anyway. But yeah, edit it. But yeah, go ahead. I do the same thing to others too. Not so much anymore because now I've gotten better than I used to be. Because you keep doing it, you get better at it, right? So it's a practice, practice. Instead is the Baypanner. Oh shit, this still doesn't make sense. Oh man, this doesn't make sense now. Hang on. Oh, you know what? I'll just have to take out. Fuck. Oh! Damn it! I screwed up. Okay, anyways, it's fixable. Just don't worry about me. Later historians, if there were any, would have called this the moment humanity and their allies shone the brightest, their souls burning like stars against the black backdrop of Armageddon. Men, elves, and beastmen standing proudly side by side against hordes whose size and tactics defied logic, comprehension, and sanity itself. Ranks held were broken. I would fix that to ranks that were held were broken. No wait, ranks that held were broken. Just put that in there. Charges. Let's increase the size. Text here. There we go. It's not your writing, it's my eyes. So ranks that held were broken. Charges crushed lines only for countercharges to plug the holes. Charges crushed lines only for countercharges to plug the holes. Lives crossing the boundaries between this life and the next by the thousands each minute. Soldiers were scythed down by towering beasts, their existences snuffed out like candles in the breeze. In the midst of the carnage of the end times, two figures stood side by side, surrounded by a sea of dead enemies and fallen allies. His grizzled graying hair and her blonde braids swaying around as they held their ground. I like it. It just needs slight cleaning up, but not much. Like, I think what sentence was it? I think here, ranks held were broken, charges crushed lines only for countercharges to plug the holes. See, that's a bit clunky. So that's sentence. That's a long sentence. I like long sentences. Lives cross the boundaries between the life and the next by the thousands. By this life and the next. You need punctuation there. And between this life and the next by the thousands each minute. Soldiers were scythed down by towering beasts. That's where it sounds better. Yeah, so just this part here, ranks that held were broken. And that part of the sentence up to the word minute. Just clean it up a bit. I wanted to paint a grandiose opening shot, but not sure how well it came across. Oh, it comes across. It's just a little clunky in that spot. Excuse me. And I think that's about it. I wouldn't change much, if anything, at that. Oops. Keep going. That's your fourth language? Okay, I gotta brainstorm here. Okay, so later on in the story, he doesn't have a lighthouse. So there's no lighthouse there, there's just a convenience store. So I wrote a scene where there's a lighthouse there in the present day. It's not important, it's just in the backdrop, but I gotta get rid of that. I forgot when I wrote it. I ain't changing this early shit. I'm changing that later shit. It's easier to change. It wouldn't make sense if like this. I'm talking about it, how it's not there, and then all of a sudden it's there. Like that. And instead is no lighthouse. That's all but my new Tepaner. That is almost. I'm revising. That is under construction. New basement being put in. If you had a digital document, I wouldn't mind giving it a read and some feedback. Oh. How much you got? How many words? There's smoke from forest fires in my apartment, so every time I do an intake, it doesn't feel good. What I've been doing on text files lately, which I just started doing like a month ago, was I use Word 365, and it has a built-in AI voice reader, female or male, and whenever I finish a paragraph, I get it to speak it out loud. So if it sounds right, if it'll actually stumble over words if you write something badly. It'll like start glitching or something, like glitch over the words. But also you can hear the pronunciation, the pauses. Is the pause in the right spot of the sentence, stuff like that, right? So it's easier to edit because it's being spoken to you right there and then, right? I would recommend doing that. Been there since before I was born. Damn, that smoke is really getting to me. It's smoky up there, but it's still smoky. Why, hello there. Welcome, welcome. I gotta stop beatboxing. It's a habit of mine. Face today. Have breakfast. And head down to the bakery. Oh, it's a bakery now. Should I keep it a bakery? Or a convenience store? See, in reality, it was a convenience store. But I really like the idea of a bakery instead. It's going to stay a bakery. So where did I say Dave Panair here? I gotta change that already. Yeah, there we go. all the scribble outs, changes, errors. Give you an idea what I wrote today so far. So much to do, and so little time. Oh, the lo-fi girl is doing this. Oh, headset. I gotta have headset on. Come on, wire. There we go. Let's get over it so you can see the book as I'm writing in it. I'm the lo-fi Gen Xer. It looks like the notebook when I was handwriting everything. Yeah, well, you know, I went back to handwriting for this one. Yeah, it's you can get it at the Dollarama if you're in Canada. It's a leather, fake leather, but it's thread bound. It's easy how flat it opens up, nice and easy. It's not stiff. It's just nice and easy to. Love it, you know. Even smells good. Yeah, so yeah, it's a very nice book, and it was $4 in Canada. So yeah. If I was to order something like this online through like AliExpress, even, it would be 10 to 15, 20, average 20. For a book of this quality. Downstairs, you could hear there's two brothers up and about. Two brothers what? Up and about. Smells like eggs and bacon. As per usual. As per usual for every breakfast. I guess that's good. instead of getting up yet. He retreated into the library of his mind. Yeah, lurk away. Enjoy your editing. Hopefully. I kind of enjoy editing, so. Although I don't like editing other people's work. But my own, I'm constantly doing it and updating my books. Which I shouldn't do. But it has to be done, right? It's just me. I cannot afford. How did Tolkien say? I cannot afford the 10-fingered. What is that? What is the work of the 10-fingered? Whatever. I'll shut up. Papers that were scattered all over the floor. I'm getting through it. I've got about 300 pages left of a 1,000-page book. Oh, awesome. I love big books. What ratio of a page? What dimensions? And how many words? Okay, these headsets gotta come off because every motion I make, it makes a creaking sound. I hate those headsets. There were cabins full of files and photos. 224,000, eh? Page dimensions in inches, please. Or I can convert it. Wait, not files and photos. Not files and folders, it was photos. That's a lot of words. My biggest book is this one here. It's 100 and... Shit, hang on. An accident about to happen here. I have my biggest book is this one here. It's, what is it? 436 pages. And I actually put in the fine print like the dimensions and the page, the word count, and the page count. So 112,227 words, 437 pages at 5.9 inches by 7.53 inches. So that's this book. I love this book. Available now at Amazon.com/CA/everywhere else in the world, pretty much. Fucking smoke. Pardon my French. What did I say mine was? I just want to compare it to this. 5.5. Slightly bigger. It's just slightly. So that book would be about that thick in this format. Probably give a bit more than that, because this is 365 pages and this is 436, 7, 8 if you include that blank page. So it'll be a little bit bigger than that. I feel like I'm at a campfire. That's pretty good cover, aside from the black on brown text. You know, I agree with that. And I kind of fell in love with it. It's on the spine, made it white. Back's all white. The book is supposed to look just like a leather book and homemade, you know. Kind of. If you go back to older books, no, that's not a good example because that's very easy to see. So never mind. Let's see. Do I have an example? Kind of like this. And it's supposed to be engraved and everything. Yeah. It smells good. But realistically, what I was actually going for was the number 23. If you look up that book in the movie that he had, it was kind of like that. Thanks, man. But I don't know. I was going to change the text. I kind of don't want to now. Unless I do that silver thing. When you hold it in your hands and look at it with your own eyes, it's really easy. It's really easy to see. But not from a distance. Well, I can still see it, but very proud of this book. So proud of it. I've read it 1.5 times so far. Yeah, this is my first book that I wrote with a buddy of mine. And I'm currently, don't buy it yet, because I'm currently heavily updating the text. I'm at the point of, let's see here. Where am I? Yeah, I'm about here. So I've finished re-editing the text about up to this point. And because I wrote this I finished writing this 3 years ago, and I was not as good as I am now. So, and of course, as you read it, like this version, if you were to read it now, you would notice the writing get better and better as you go through the book. So the first chapters were horrible, especially the first chapter was horrible, and it got better and better as it went. And then by the end, it was like, wow, this is pretty good, you know. So I'm going through it and making it up to snuff. But I am still very proud of it, and I really like this book. I have read it twice so far. Wait, I read the manuscript once while editing, and I read half of it as a finished product. And now I'm going through it again, using the voice to text, text to speech thing as to help me. And I'm very proud of this book too, but this book is like 2 decades worth of writing, scripts and notes and story ideas and various ideas and short stories, poetry, lyrics, all kinds of stuff. I've loaned this out too, there's coffee stains on it. Yeah. It's all on Amazon, published through Amazon. Oh yeah, you hold it in your hand and it changes everything. It makes it finally real. No ebook will ever compare with that. Yeah. Don't think so. John Bellairs? Oh, hang on, where am I on here? Just mark where I left off here. I was just going to look up that name. Kevin, John, sorry, not Kevin. With heavy partnership with Edward Gore. I don't know those names. The Pendant and the Shuffley. Ooh, that's really nice looking. Books. Oh, he's been writing in the 70s, 80s. Did he die? Oh, he died in 91. Many Gothic. That's known for fantasy novel, The Face, and the Many Gothic something. Good books. I noticed that. Some of these covers that they're showing me on Google is those modernized covers, and I can't stand them. But I like doing my own covers. Some of them are a mix between old but with new with old artwork, so I appreciate that. Oh God, is that actually him? Or is that supposed to be a real picture? No. That's a scary picture though. Oh, the figure in the shadows. Beautiful hardcover. Drawings by Mercer Mayer. Yeah, I think I would enjoy these works. Yeah, I've always, ever since internet came out, I started doing stuff like digital artwork or layouts and stuff on dial-up in the libraries. Next in the years. When did I start using internet? I guess it would be 95. Maybe 96. Yeah, 95. I was doing websites and various things. And I still grab that digital artwork thing. I still do that stuff. House with a clock on the wall, in its walls, but they failed to understand how they were. Oh, that was a movie, right? That was a movie. I think I've seen that. House with the clock on its walls. Clocks in its walls. Yeah, I've seen this. Jack Black's in it. And what's her nuts? That would be a book first, wouldn't it? Of course, it's the kind of movie that felt like a book. Let's watch the trailer. It's a kimono.
Home sweet home.
I think I'm gonna have to read this.
How was your trip?
This old hag is my neighbor.
I'm relieved to see you didn't inherit your uncle. You're Lewis, I presume. How was your trip?
This old hag is my neighbor.
I'm relieved to see you didn't
Old
inherit
hag.
your uncle's freakishly oversized head.
My God, did that withered purple skeleton just speak? You'll see, it's quite different here. Have a look around. You're perfectly safe.
That's safe?
As long as it's fed. Do you know what a warlock is, Lewis?
A boy witch.
I think they're a little more than boy witches.
Are you saying that you're a warlock? Please teach me, please, please.
Okay, have it your way. I can give you the right books, teach you the right spells. But that last 1%, that's up to you.
I don't want the creepy little run. Think I will?
You told Lewis everything?
Well, not everything.
Do you hear them digging?
This house used to be owned by another warlock.
He's very wicked. Very powerful.
He left a hidden clock in the walls. We don't know what it does, except something horrible. 3 gongs. Last time it was 4. What happens when it gets down to 1?
Nothing good, that's for certain.
Jeez, this trailer shows you the whole frickin' movie. But that's what I'm looking for right now. 'Cause I've seen it before.
I can help
But I don't remember it.
You want to see some real magic? I'll show you.
Shall we?
God, I hate pumpkins.
Did you see that?
It's not great,
Do you hear the ticking?
but it was kind of forgettable, honestly. So the book is way better, I'm assuming. With this clock in its walls. Copy. Shopping. Amazon. Okay, paperback is only $10.99. Nice. What's the hardcover look like? Yeah, nothing special. One of 12 books in the series. Oh my god. Okay, I am going to add that to my wish list. Wish list. Hello, wish list. Books. There's an Audible sample.
The audible prayers again, this time with the wish that they might make Uncle Jonathan like him. Judica me Deus. Judge me, O God.
Yeah, not
No,
very
don't judge me.
atmospheric, eh?
Help me to live a happy life.
Yeah.
It was 5 minutes to 9 when the bus pulled up in front of Heemsoth's Rexall drugstore in the town of New Zebedee. Lewis got up, wiped his hands on his trousers, and tugged at the enormous cardboard suitcase that hung out over the edge of the metal rack. Lewis's father had bought the suitcase in London at the end of World War II. It was covered with ripped and faded Cunard line stickers. Lewis pulled hard and the suitcase lurched down onto his head. He staggered back across the aisle with the suitcase held perilously in the air. Then he sat down suddenly, and the suitcase landed in his lap with a whump. Oh, come on, don't kill yourself before I have a chance to meet you. There in the aisle stood a man with a bushy red beard that was streaked in several places with white. His Big Mac khaki trousers were bulged out in front by his pot belly, and
Is that the Jack Black character with the white striped beard? And
he was
khaki
wearing a
things.
gold-buttoned red vest over a blue work shirt. Lewis noticed that the vest had 4 pockets. There were pipe cleaners sticking out of the top 2, and a chain of paper clips was strung between the lower pair. One end of the chain was hooked to the winding knob of a gold watch. Jonathan
that.
Van Olden Barneveld took his steaming pipe out of his mouth and held out his hand. Hi, Lewis. I'm your Uncle Jonathan.
Yep.
I recognized you from a picture your father once sent me. Welcome to New Zebedee. Lewis shook hands and noticed that the back of Jonathan's hand was covered with a springy mat of red hair. The coat of hair ran right up his sleeve and disappeared. Lewis wondered if he had red hair all over his body. Jonathan hefted the suitcase and started down the steps of the bus. Good Lord, what a monster. It ought to have wheels on the bottom. Ugh. Did you pack some of the bricks from your house? Lewis looked so sad at the mention of his house that Jonathan decided to change the subject. He cleared his throat and said, Well now, as I was saying, welcome to Capharnaum County and beautiful, historic New Zebedee. Population 6,000, not counting. A bell overhead began to strike the hour. Jonathan stopped talking. He froze on the spot. He dropped the suitcase and his arms hung limp at his sides. Louis, frightened, looked up at him. Jonathan's eyes were glazed. The bell continued to toll. Louis looked up. The sound was coming from a tall brick steeple across the street. The arches of the belfry made a howling mouth and two gaping eyes. Below the mouth was a large, glowing clock face with iron numerals. Clang. Another stroke. It was a deep-throated iron bell, and its sound made Louis feel hopeless and helpless. Bells like that always did. But what was wrong with Uncle Jonathan? The tolling stopped. Jonathan broke out of his trance. He shook his head convulsively and with a jerky motion raised his hand to his face. He was sweating profusely now. He mopped his forehead and his streaming cheeks. Oh, sorry, Louis. I just remembered that I had left a kettle boiling on the stove. I always phase out like that when I remember something I've forgotten, or vice versa. Bottom of the pot's probably ruined by now. Come on, let's get moving. Louis looked hard at his uncle, but he said nothing. Together, the two of them started to walk. They left the brightly lit main street, and before long they were trotting.
All right, I'm sold. I'm going to buy that book very soon. I'm going to end the stream here because I need to go check out my neighbor, see what he's doing. Thanks for watching, everybody. Wait, can I raid somebody? I could raid somebody. I could do that. I got the power. Do 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 do. Well, EJ Sean, I'm gonna raid you. We're heading over there. Ah, yes, we were talking earlier. Oh, that is not an underscore. What the hell was I thinking? Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Drive safe.